The 90th Academy Awards are almost here, and so it's time for me to give you my set of predictions on who all will and can win at the Oscars. This is my first time doing a prediction list, something which I was wanting to do since a long time. And so before I get into my list, let's just get to understand what I'm going to do here. I'm basically going to talk about who I feel has a chance of winning at this year's Oscars under almost each category. It's more or less of a discussion of who deserves to win and who really has a chance of winning. And while I'm discussing this, I'll also talk about the films that were snubbed under each category, films that I feel deserved a nomination under a particular category. Also, I haven't seen all of the films that are nominated because of some films not releasing near me, or I didn't really have the time to go watch them. Having said all of that, let's get going. So firstly, I'll get started with all the technical awards, starting with Best Cinematography. And the nominees are Blade Runner 2049, Darkest Hour, Dunkirk, Mudbound, and The Shape of Water. My pick is Roger Deakins for Blade Runner 2049. It's about damn time this guy wins an Oscar. This film has some of the best cinematography one will ever see, and Deakins is highly deserving for his beautiful work. My second choice would have been Hoyte van Hoytema for Dunkirk because that is another beautifully shot film. I would be happy to see if he wins too, but honestly, it's Deakins who deserves the Oscar. As for snubs, I feel War for the Planet of the Apes was also beautifully shot and deserved a nomination under this category. The next category I'm going to talk about is Best Visual Effects, and the nominees are Blade Runner 2049, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, Kong Skull Island, Star Wars The Last Jedi, and War for the Planet of the Apes. Honestly, I want War for the Planet of the Apes to win because the visual effects in that film were so realistic that I never felt that any of the apes were motion capture or CGI. But I feel that Blade Runner 2049 has a chance of winning, and it might even win. So it's kind of between these two, but my pick is War for the Planet of the Apes. As for snubs, I don't know how Kong Skull Island even got a nomination and Ghost in the Shell didn't. Kong Skull Island had some cool visuals, but Ghost in the Shell had much better effects. Next up is film editing, and the nominees are Baby Driver, Dunkirk, I, Tonya, The Shape of Water, and Three Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri. Now this is a really tough one because the competition here mainly is between Baby Driver and Dunkirk, and anyone from the two can win. But my pick is Dunkirk, mainly because it's a war film and also because of the way the story is told from three perspectives, and therefore the editing played quite a big part in that. A special mention to I, Tonya though, because that film was superbly edited and put together. Now the next two categories have the same films nominated, and this time too the competition is mainly between two films. The nominees are Baby Driver, Blade Runner 2049, Dunkirk, The Shape of Water, and Star Wars The Last Jedi. This time too I feel that the competition is mainly between Baby Driver and Dunkirk because in both films the sound plays a big part. And at first I didn't know the difference between sound editing and sound mixing until I googled it, and from what I understood, I would say that my pick for sound editing would be Baby Driver and for sound mixing would be Dunkirk. Baby Driver for sound editing because if you've seen the film, you know how the scenes play out in sync with the music, and that is more of sound editing because of how all of it is put together. Dunkirk for sound mixing because the sound plays a very big part in the film and made the film an immersive experience. Making sure how loud an explosion or a spitfire or even a gunfire should really be comes under the sound mixing department, and if you've seen the film, you know how much of an impact the sound had. But who knows, Dunkirk might even win both for sound editing and sound mixing because of how technically brilliant it is. Next up is Best Original Score, and the nominees are Dunkirk, Phantom Thread, The Shape of Water, Star Wars The Last Jedi, and Three Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri. As much as I want Hans Zimmer to win for Dunkirk, I know Alexandra Desplat is going to win for The Shape of Water, and that is well deserved too. The Shape of Water has a very beautiful score that worked very well for the whole movie. The score for Dunkirk, on the other hand, is very intense and immersive, and with this work, Hans Zimmer once again proves why he's the best at what he does. Pick for the winner would be Alexandra Desplat for The Shape of Water, but I'll be very happy to see if Dunkirk wins, which it probably won't. A special mention to the scores for The Last Jedi and Three Billboards, both of which was so damn good. I haven't seen Phantom Thread, so can't really say anything about its score. As for snubs, I would say that Blade Runner 2049 deserved a nomination here. Next up is Best Original Song, and the nominees are Mighty River from Mudbound, Mystery of Love from Call Me By Your Name, Remember Me from Coco, Stand Up For Something from Marshall, and This Is Me from The Greatest Showman. My pick is This Is Me from The Greatest Showman, totally deserving, and it has won almost everywhere, and plus the movie is a musical. My second choice would be Remember Me and a special mention to Mystery of Love. Both are really good songs. The next category is Best Animated Feature Film, and the nominees are The Boss Baby, The Breadwinner, Coco, Ferdinand, and Loving Vincent. My pick without any doubt is Coco. Not only was it one of the best films of 2017, but it also is highly deserving of winning. Plus there's no major competition, and so it's quite obvious that Coco will win. As for snubs, I don't understand why the Academy hates the Lego movies. Seriously, why was the Lego Batman movie not nominated? A few years back they snubbed the Lego movie and now this. Probably one of the biggest snubs of this year's Oscars. Just making a guess here because I haven't seen any of the other animated short films. My pick for best animated short is Dear Basketball. That's the only one I've seen and I absolutely loved it and I feel that it's quite deserving. Up is production design and the nominees are Beauty and the Beast, Blade Runner 2049, Darkest Hour, Dunkirk and The Shape of Water. My pick is The Shape of Water. Even though all these films had great set designs that work well enough for these movies, I feel that The Shape of Water deserves to win here because this was a beautiful film to look at and most of it was because of the set designs. This film really looked like it belonged to the time period it is based in and the way the sets are decorated, it almost made the film look like a beautiful painting. As for snubs, I feel Murder on the Orient Express deserved a nomination here because that film really had lavish set designs. For the next two categories, I'll just jump to my predictions. For best costume design, I pick Phantom Thread because that film really is about a dressmaker, so I feel that it can win under that category. For best hairstyling and makeup, I pick Darkest Hour because I feel that the makeup team has done a phenomenal job at transforming Gary Oldman into Winston Churchill, and it is quite convincing too. So this is the end of part 1 of my Oscar predictions. I'll cover the bigger categories in part 2. So thank you for watching my video and I hope you enjoy. If yes, please like the video and do let me know in the comments about your predictions. Till then, peace out.